I'm about to give you some really good tips on communicating effectively, and we're getting started right now. What is up, my winning friend? Welcome back to another video. Hey, if this is your first time here and you want to learn how to reach your potential, crush your goals, and be more effective in all the different roles that you have, start right now by hitting the subscribe icon and tap the bell notifications. That way you don't miss anything. The first tip for communicating effectively is to be a good listener. You should encourage others to talk about themselves. Listening is one of the highest compliments that we can pay anybody. In order to mark yourself as a good conversationalist, you have to be able to listen and encourage the other person to talk. Funny how that works, right? Giving exclusive attention to the person that is speaking is very important. You're showing that person that you're giving them a genuine interest. Even the chronic complainer, the most violent critic, will frequently soften and be subdued in the presence of a patient and sympathetic listener. A listener who will be silent while the irate fault finder dilates like a king cobra and spews all the poison out of his system. Many people fail to make a favorable impression because they don't listen attentively. They're so concerned with what they have to say next that they don't even hear the other person talking. If you want to know how to make people shun you, laugh at you behind your back, and even despise you, then never listen to anybody else and talk incessantly about yourself. If you have an idea while the other person is talking, don't wait for them to finish. Just burst right in the middle of their sentence with your own idea. People who talk about themselves only think about themselves, and people who only think about themselves are hopelessly uneducated. So if you want to be a good conversationalist, you have to be a good listener. To be interesting, you have to be interested. Ask questions that the other person will enjoy answering. Encourage them to talk about themselves and their accomplishments. Remember that the other person that you're talking to is always much more interested in their own wants and problems than they are yours. With that being said, and before we move on, I would like to hear your advice on communicating effectively. What has worked for you in the past? Let me know about it in the comments below. The second tip in communicating effectively is to talk in terms of the other person's interests. So often in our daily conversations with our spouse, children, family, friends, co-workers, even our boss, we go straight into what we want. But it is far more beneficial and noble to find out something that deeply interests this other person than to ask them questions about it and show a genuine interest in what they have to say. As all leaders know, the royal road to anyone's heart is to talk about the things that he or she treasures the most. Talking in terms of the other person's interest, it pays off for both parties. And our last tip for communicating effectively is to make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. If we are so selfish that we can't radiate a little happiness and pass on a bit of honest appreciation without asking anything in return from that person, if our souls are no bigger than that, then we shall meet with the failure that we so richly deserve. There is one all-important law to human conduct, and that is to always make the other person feel important. William James said the deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. Philosophers have been speculating on the rules of human relationships for thousands of years, and out of all that speculation there has evolved only one important precept. It is not new, it is old as history. Zoroaster taught it to his followers in Persia, Confucius preached it in China, Buddha preached it on the bank of Holy Ganges 500 years before Christ, the sacred book of Hinduism taught it 1,000 years before that, and Jesus summed it up in one thought. Probably the most important rule in the world. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. You want the approval of those you come in contact with, you want recognition for your true worth, and you want to feel important in your little world. You don't want to listen to cheap and sincere flattery, but you do crave honest appreciation. The life of many people could probably be changed if just someone would make them feel important. The truth is that almost everybody you meet feels superior to you in one way or another, and a sure way to their heart is to let them realize in some subtle way that you recognize their importance and to do it sincerely. Remember what Emerson said, every man I meet is my superior in some way, and in that I learn of him. Talk to people about themselves, and they will listen for hours. If you want to watch more videos on communicating effectively, be sure to check out my playlist right there. It's really good stuff. Share this video on Facebook, and if you're part of any personal development groups, you can share it with your friends there. And if you want to learn how to reach your potential, crush your goals, and be more effective in all the different roles that you have, start right now by hitting the round subscribe icon. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.